Did you catch the thing that Ellen DeGeneres said to fucking Liza Minnelli?
Yeah.
At the beginning, that was
She looks like a man. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I love that.
She did not find that funny.
No, her face was fucking pissed.
It was scornful even.
So no, but that's why I was surprised when she took the selfie with her afterwards. I thought that was like, oh.
Liza, well, I mean,
okay.
She's a big star. She's probably used to like having to fake it.
Yeah, that's true.
And as a woman, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, that's my job, you son of a bitch.
When did you?
I'm like a fucking ninja, man. You gotta be on your toes. That's what makes this place good. Oh, so welcome to the podcast. This is a official first episode of the Epic NerdCast.
Yeah.
It's technically our third.
Shut the fuck up.
It's our third.
You're gonna ruin the illusion of the show, Preston. Well, then, since this is our first podcast, so I guess we'll go around and introduce yourself. I am Corey.
I'm Eric.
Preston.
And we are the Epic Nerds.
Hello.
I came up with the title because it's cool.
Technically epic.
What? Shut up.
It started out as Peck, and then we're like, no, Peck, that's not good.
Yeah, because I
Peck.
don't think we really have pecs, really. I mean,
Yeah, I'm flabby.
I'm cuddly, bitch. Deal with it.
And that's our first T-shirt.
Yes. If it goes that far, I hope. I'm kind of hoping it does, but if that's the shirt, I don't know.
We're going to be doing this 10 years from now. People are going to be pulling up an archive of the first episode. It's so awkward.
Be like, oh my gosh, what were they doing back then? I'm going to guess that later we're going to hit our, what's going to be the newest trend in, 2020s? What's going to be the new trend then?
Murder-suicides.
Murder-suicide.
Yes,
Thank
there
you.
we go.
That's going to be our thing. We're going to be
murder-suicide porn. Preston has the most disgusted look on his face right now.
I didn't know you could take that one step further, but it happened.
I go there, man. I go there.
They made a South Park with that, right? They made a South Park.
Oh, it was the exploitation, or what was it, like the those reenactment ones or whatever, like exactly. the true mysteries or whatever, true murder cases.
Like all the adults, couples watch sexy cops and sexy killers, trying to solve crimes.
The murder porn.
Yeah,
exactly.
It wasn't really sexy cops and killers. It was just like the
getting off
the
on
prime time detective
yeah.
shows, and it was like, sexuality, you can't see a single nipple, but you can see this guy hanging and blood spewing out of his mouth.
That's just lovely.
I love the commentary in that show.
I really do too. It sucks that they're I like that because they're Matt and Trey they're taking time off to do another musical, right? But that's why.
I heard
they're
about
doing
it.
another one.
I think so, and that's why South Park is only doing 10 episodes a whole year instead of 14, 7.
I still think that's respectable. That because you've all watched the making of.
Yeah, they do it in 1 week.
Yeah, that's amazing, and to have at least the quality's still pretty good. Like whether or not new South Park compared to old South Park, it's irrelevant. They're still keeping up with some pretty damn good quality and keeping things relevant. So I have mad respect for that. All right, well, you know what? Let's start things off with our little segments. What's up, guys? How was your week? How you been? Preston, let's start with you. How you been, man?
Good. How are you, Eric?
Doing fine, Corey.
Somebody start talking about their week, you motherfuckers. Fine, fuck you, Preston. Let's go with Eric.
All right. Well, my week was good. I made the goal for myself to watch all 9 best feature films for the Oscars. So I finished my 9th one. I watched Philomena this week.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
What was your favorite one, man?
Favorite was hands down Dallas Buyers Club. Even though the Oscars are over, if you have not watched that movie, it's great.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, there's a reason Matthew McConaughey and Jared Leto both won Best Actor and Supporting Actor.
They were quite spectacular.
I really want to see that.
That's the thing is, real quick, the Oscars happened, apparently.
We're going to be talking about that. Me and Corey, we went and saw Anchorman, the R-rated special supersized edition.
We'll talk about that.
And... I also got my hands on Elder Scrolls Online this weekend.
Okay, that'd be cool. I am interested in hearing about that, because I fucking love Skyrim, I love Morrowind, all that shit.
Yeah, Oblivion is hands down one of the best. A lot of people think that's probably the best Elder Scrolls game, but yeah, I'll be going over that.
All right.
And I'll watch.
All right. Well, Preston, what about you, man? How are you doing?
Good. I've been spending my entire weekend playing. I'm kind of old-fashioned right now in that I'm going through the last season of Breaking Bad right now.
Nice.
Literally right now, and also
something that I need to do. Get on that show.
You gotta.
Well, I told you, man. I like watching a bunch in one huge chunk. So now that it's over, I will and I have more. And if I have more time, I will definitely watch all of it in a week, and then I'll like gush over it with you guys, and we'll just splooge over the mic.
It's all on Netflix, dude. If you want my password, have at it.
I'd actually, our other friend Dylan, he gave us his Netflix password as a Christmas gift one year.
Oh, cool.
So that's pretty cool. Although he's kind of thinking of canceling it because we don't really use it.
I mean, I could just give you the website that I use to stream.
That's true. I mean, we do not condone any illegal streaming or downloading websites.
I do. But I get so many viruses off those websites. Like I just had I had to restart my computer, just fresh OS and everything because I got a virus from
what link
off of Project Free TV, like just one of those
subsidiaries.
subsidiaries.
Oh, shit,
really? No idea.
Yeah, it messed me up. That's my cell phone.
We need to turn our phones on to vibrate, man.
What I use is it was which got turned into turned into something else. Now it's the one before it got viruses on it, like they got hijacked the website by some.
Let's not name many companies or sites just because we don't want to get
all right, well, future Eric, bleep some of those.
Just static.
Yeah.
Well, what else did you do, Preston?
I've also been playing a shitload of GTA 5.
Nice.
Just like everyone else in the world, but I just started this weekend, and I'm...
Why is that? Why couldn't you play it before that?
You know what? It's because I've been selfishly waiting for the PC version, but I just couldn't help myself. So my girlfriend bought it for me for her PS3 for Valentine's Day. So it's just been an obsessive.
But she's been the one playing it, correct?
No, I've been playing it.
Oh, really?
The must-have cheat for you to get first is the exploding punch cheat. Where for 5 minutes your punches just explode and people go flying.
Is that for GTA 5 or is that for Saints Row?
No, that's for 5.
Really?
Yeah. They have, at least it might have it for both, but I know for a fact they have it for 5.
Dude, that'd be some like Fist of the North Star shit. Just people. Oh, you're already dead. Oh, but that's cool, man.
Eric, I want to ask you a question real quick.
Okay.
Can you turn around and grab me my water?
No.
We are recording this in Preston's apartment.
Thank you.
Nice. It's small, it's quaint, but it's pretty nice.
A lot more penises than I thought I'd see.
Yeah, a little bit phallic around here.
Yeah.
No denial there.
Not at all.
All right. Well, I guess have you done anything else, man?
That's it. I've been sitting on my lazy ass and I love it.
Yeah, I love that lazy ass. That's awkward. All right, I'm gonna go into my thing. So, my week has been all right. Just doing my thing, watching some of that WWE Network. I'm a big wrestling fan, and the WWE just came out with its own network similar to Netflix, and I'll go into that a little bit later. But I've been watching a shitload of wrestling from like the 90s and everything. It's awesome. Nice. Other than that, I had Eric and a couple people over for the Oscars. I hosted a first-time Oscar party, which was pretty cool. But other than that, I've been pretty lazy too. I've just been sitting around and I've been playing some more of the wonderful 101, which Wii U. I've been saying this every single time we met up. I mean, I'm only mentioning this for the first time. Go buy it because it's amazing. Caught myself there. All right.
First time, asterisk.
Yes, with an asterisk. But again, it's an amazing game. I literally just got to a part where I fought a Death Star that turned into a giant sky dragon that you run up and fight in segments, and then you cut off, you blow it in half, and it comes back with chainsaw or like saw blade hands, and it's fucking insane.
What's this game called again?
The Wonderful 101.
For what's that? Oh, it's for Xbox, right? It's for Xbox.
Yeah, fuck you. You have the game, man. I'm the one that told you to buy the game.
It is.
It's a pretty fun game, actually. You should go out and buy it. It's for the Wii U.
Yes, it's like you're playing. It's like you're playing a game on shrooms, dude. It's so colorful. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sort of like Pikmin, but not really. It's like Pikmin in which you have a bunch of people fighting
on
for
the
you.
surface. It's like that, but in reality,
it's so much different.
It almost plays like character action. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can gush over this for hours, and apparently I'm only like a third of the way through, and I haven't seen anything yet. Apparently, but I'm looking forward to the hype train that's coming. All right, okay, so let's get right into it. So the Academy Awards happened on Sunday. Guys, what were your thoughts?
You know.
Well.
Oh, Preston was chomping at the bit for this one.
You know what? I loved the Oscars last year because
we saw your boobs. We
saw your boobs.
In the movie that we saw your boobs.
Exactly, and that's why I loved it, is because Seth MacFarlane, thank you. Seth MacFarlane, I really like, it was such a modern, like, fuck you to the Academy, or beep you to the Academy, however we're
I think we
centering
say fuck
this.
on this podcast.
Fuckity fuck.
Well, there we go. That actually, this year I was so, like, I thought Ellen was going to do a really good job, but I was so underwhelmed by what she did. Like,
a lot of her jokes were hit and miss.
Well, I think a lot of the criticism that people were saying was that, yeah, she was kind of boring and bland. But I mean, that's just her kookiness. That's just her. That's what I expected out of her. And I think also the environment you watched it in can make it a lot better, because I thought it was actually fine. But I think that's because we had a group of people and we're all kind of just like, you know, laughing at the stuff, and I think it was a little easier to watch with a group of people than if you're like kind of alone, or, you know, just with a smaller group of people.
Preston, what do you think about the pizza bit? Like actually, like, going out for, like, it was a straight, like, 4 minutes of her just handing pizza out to celebrities.
Pizza bit was fine. I don't know. Like, I understood that they had to, like, wait for time. Because obviously, when they were doing that, they were, like, fixing stuff on the actual stage. Yeah. So they needed to have the camera pointed that way. Like, they did it on purpose.
Oh, well, you know, one thing I want to say is that the time constraints are one thing that pissed me off, because I hope y'all have seen Frozen, but I absolutely love the main song, or the takeaway song from that, Let It Go, and I thought it was criminal how you could tell that they had to cut down her, Idina Menzel's performance of the song. You could tell that she was rushed, and, you know, kind of at the end,
she cracked.
And it's just,
really bad.
I felt really bad, because you could tell that she was rushed, and she had to go through the song quickly, and, you know, it looked like she was gonna cry right after that, and I felt really bad. And it's like, you gave fucking Bono the entire time to do his entire fucking song, like.
I think the general consensus is fuck you, Bono.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Fuck you, Bono.
You know, I think this is the first Oscars in a long time that actually ended on time, though, because
it was supposed to end at 8:30. It ended at 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was supposed to end at 8:30.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I was thinking that Seth MacFarlane, like, during the points where he was supposed to, like, you know, take up time, he had these big musical numbers, like probably cost a lot of money, took a lot of rehearsal, while Ellen just did those little bits, like the pizza thing. I feel like they're trying to save money a little bit on that.
So maybe I don't know. I think, well, it's because
the Frozen set.
Well, because Seth MacFarlane is a performer, like, you know, with all his Family Guy voices and everything, and, you know, his singing and everything. He's really good at singing. Yeah, so he can do that as part of his repertoire. And I think if whoever, you know, was writing stuff for the show, they knew that, and they allowed him to do that. Whereas Ellen, I mean, does she have too much going for her besides, you know, her witty commentary and her kookiness? Like, not really. So, I mean, it was Ellen being Ellen, which I was fine with. I will agree, though, with you, Preston. Like, I really liked Seth MacFarlane last year. Yeah. And I was a little more entertained. But, okay, honestly, this is an unpopular opinion, but for me, I didn't care for Ricky Gervais.
I like Ricky Gervais.
Like, I didn't care when he hosted, and I just, like...
Are you supposed to not pronounce the S? I've always pronounced the S at the end of his name. Ricky Gervais.
Really?
Yeah. Is that
well,
not...
I don't think you
I think it's just Gervais.
Really?
I think so.
I've been saying it wrong for like 10 years now.
We could be wrong. Like,
I don't know. Like, again, I'm not a big fan of him, so, like, yeah. But, yeah, like, that... I didn't like when he hosted, so... I don't know. The last 2 years for me have been alright. It's been fun. Yeah. And again, I think it is also the environment that you watch the Oscars in. But, yeah.
I thought Ricky Gervais, I like that he really fucking... Who did he lay it to really bad last? I forget. It's been a few years. But he laid it to someone really bad, and they're like, oh, he's never coming back. And then when he did the very next year, they had him, like, tone it back a lot. I don't know. I thought that was...
Yeah, well, it's always good. It's always funny when they call somebody out. Because I know... Oh, by the way, did you see Harrison Ford's little, like, presentation speech with his super intense looks?
Man, I want him to be my grandpa.
I was scared. I was kind of scared when he was talking.
He did seem like he could pull out a Glock from his back pocket and just start aiming at the crowd. He really... what's with that earring and goatee that he had?
Yeah, I noticed the earring right away.
Oh my gosh. Everybody did. I think everybody was like, is that a fucking earring? It's badass. Oh, and I kind of find it ironic, but Will Smith, who just won a Razzie, was the final presenter for Best Picture. I find that kind of hilarious.
I feel like Will Smith has something big coming because he was also Jimmy Fallon's first guest on the Tonight Show. I feel like he's getting all this publicity. He must be like leading up to something.
Maybe. Well, I mean, like, so far the only movie that he's really acted in was After Earth. The rest have been like cameos, right? Like in Anchorman.
Well, hopefully that means he has the next big movie that hopefully is not directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh god! Like, you know what's fucked about that is that M. Night Shyamalan's stock has fallen so much that they didn't even advertise him for that film. Like nobody knew that it was Shyamalan until either they watched the credits or they went on Wikipedia and like, what the fuck? He directed that? And which shit's like, okay, that's not very surprising.
Poor guy. Honestly, I'm sure he's just trying to make a living, making movies and.
Well, isn't he, Eric? Were you saying last night that he's still one of the highest paid like directors or whatever?
He is the 49th highest paid director still. Yeah, in the top 50, he's still the 49th.
Which after Last Airbender, I don't know how the fuck he didn't just get like fucking lynched. Like, oh my god, all the fucking anime like dorks like us. Like, I'm surprised that they haven't like egged his house or slashed his tires and shit.
Last Airbender should have been a triumph in cinema, and it wasn't.
Well, they gave it a fucking Shyamalan, Babylon.
Yeah.
Shamalama ding dong.
Speaking of turning people's names into words, there is now no, seriously, this relates to the Oscars. I swear to God, Matthew McConaughey is getting his own word. It's like the.
I told you. Yes. They're calling his resurgence from when Matthew McConaughey starred in Failure to Launch to now winning an Academy Award. They're calling it the McConaissance. Like a renaissance. It's fucking hilarious.
It's really, it's so weird, that transformation.
And going hand in hand with that is the continuous meme that Leonardo DiCaprio will never win an Academy Award.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Eventually... the problem is he has great performances, but it's going up against all these other films and everything.
Honestly, Steve Martin just got an honorary Oscar, and I'm assuming Leo is going to get one of those when he hits a certain age.
I'm sure.
At least an honorary one.
I was really happy to hear that Steve Martin got an honorary Oscar.
Me too. Good for him.
That was well deserved.
Yeah.
And then who else is there? There's Angelina Jolie and
she got like a
humanitarian one or something. Yeah. No, that was cool. She's still really pretty good too, by the way.
No, Angelina, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to like the movie itself isn't really selling me, but Angelina Jolie playing Maleficent, like she's made for that role. Like the way that she looks and everything, like she looks like she could really play the role.
She is to Maleficent what Tony Stark or what Robert Downey Jr. is to Tony Stark.
Yes. Well, I mean, she was also like that with Tomb Raider, like the original design for Lara Croft. Like that was the perfect role for her.
I'm cautiously optimistic. This could go one way, this could go the other.
Maleficent?
Like she has look for it, but we'll see if she has like the dramatic range. Like I'm sure she does.
Oh, she does. I think she does. And like if you've watched like the newer trailers, like you get to see a little bit more of her, and it's wow. Like her tone, the way she carries herself is very much like the Disney cartoon version.
Yeah.
Except minus the green skin.
I feel like, but there's much more empathy to her. There's much more like.
Yeah, I feel like the story is going to be a little bit more empathetic to the Maleficent character.
Yeah.
Which I think that's the new trend is like take a villain and give them a sympathetic backstory. I mean look at Wicked and stuff like that.
I mean it's like the classic trope for like especially like Disney bad guys is like, oh, they're just bad because they're evil. But what's happening now is we're moving into stronger narrative where no one's just bad for the sake of being bad. Everyone thinks they're in the right, and that's how you have to like.
And I think it's also we're tired of the good guy. Like the bad guys are always more interesting. Like they're the more dynamic characters.
Kevin Spacey in House of Cards, Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, it's a definite resurgence of like the amoral anti-hero as the main character.
Yep.
And I mean, as a wrestling fan, you see that a lot in wrestling. Like now, we've had like this PG era of like. John Cena pretty much being a Superman, and now, people are like, no, we want the Attitude Era back, where we want Steve Austin not giving a shit about people and flipping the boss off. Like people rally behind that because, I guess it's hard because you see characters that are like, they're put up on a pedestal and you can't really completely relate to them because they're too perfect.
Yeah.
But then you have, somebody who's like an anti-hero who, does flip off his boss, does, so he does fuck up sometimes, and people can relate to that more.
That's pretty much why I've always hated Superman.
They're
starting to make him much
really
more
care
flawed.
for Superman either, but that's just because I'm more Marvel fan than DC.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that last movie.
Yeah.
You know what? And then I'm the exception to that. I think I went in with low expectations. I actually liked it a lot more than I was expecting because it was a different Superman movie. Like, a lot of people complained about him fucking destroying the city, but I was like, no, that's what I want to see out of a Superman movie. Because there are like, I remember vividly when I used to watch the Justice League cartoon. He had this battle with Darkseid, and he brought up a big point saying, like, I always have to hold back, like, because I feel like I'm living in a world of cardboard, but I know you can take the beating, so I'm gonna fucking fuck you up. And that's what I wanted to see out of a Superman movie, was mass destruction, because he was able to unleash most of his power.
Is that the actual quote?
Yes, word for
just
verbatim.
Verbatim.
Sorry.
But I don't know. I liked the movie. Maybe it wasn't spectacular. It was just better than I expected, and I was entertained. That's the big thing for me, is if I'll watch a movie, if I was entertained, yeah, okay, I'll give it a pass as a movie.
So it seems like to me we've gone from Oscars to talking about movies from like a year or two ago. Should we talk about the actual movies from the Oscars?
Yeah. Well, Eric, since you saw all of them, why don't you start us off with something then?
All right. Everyone's angry at Gravity, and I agree. Fuck Gravity.
What?
Gravity is a great movie experience in a theater, and that's all it has. It is a spectacle. It's not a story. So when it won all the technical stuff, I was fine with it. With sound design and sound editing and best score,
visuals was
best
great.
Visual effects, best cinematography. Fine, I'm okay with. But best directing and best editing. No, I can't. I mean, the director had to direct 2.5 people for the entire movie, while Martin Scorsese had to direct whole rooms full of people, like Dallas Buyers Club even. I mean, 12 Years a Slave, he had to direct people how to act and how to feel like they were, what, like 100, 200, 150 to 200 years ago? Like, it... Is that right? I'm sorry. 200 to 300 years ago. Anyway, how do you get best directing for directing only really one person?
Real quick, just a disclaimer for everybody, if you don't know, all three of us are film students at Cal State Long Beach, so if we get a little long-winded in stupid film stuff, sorry about that. But I don't know, to answer your question, I think it was such a visual spectacle that people could get lost in it.
But that's cinematography. That's
right. I understand, but. And I agree with you. Like, I don't think Gravity's a terrible movie. It's narratively it's a simple movie.
Exactly.
Where most of its power lies in its visual effects, its sound design, which it was like spectacular to watch. I think there shouldn't be too much hate for it, but I do disagree with with like best director and stuff like that.
I'm glad that 12 Years a Slave got Best Picture. I'm glad that Dallas Buyers Club got the best actor and supporting actor. I think that's exactly what they deserved. Also, Lupita from 12 Years a Slave. I'm glad she got the Best Supporting Actress. She was phenomenal in that.
Oh, yeah, dude, her acceptance speech was...
It was beautiful.
It was. You
so
felt like...
sweet. Oh my god.
Like, real quick, Kate Blanchett's The World is Round. I was like, who did she call out? Kate Blanchett called somebody else.
Yeah, I fucking
was it Jennifer Garner?
She had a really interesting...
Maybe.
It's hashtag suck it. I was like, oh shit. Suck it. That was Julia Roberts.
Was it?
Yeah. I think she called it Julia Roberts. Like hashtag suck it. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty legit. But I don't know. Her acceptance speech, her acceptance speech seemed real in a different context than Lupita's. Lupita's felt like it was real and from the heart. Kate Blanchett felt like she was speaking as herself, and she was very lighthearted about it, which was really cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that American Hustle. Captain Phillips and Nebraska. I'm actually kind of glad they didn't really win anything because those were good movies.
You know what? I've seen 2 out of those. I didn't see Nebraska, so I can't really comment on that. But I kind of agree too. Like American Hustle was hyped to shit, man.
Yeah. What makes me so mad about Captain Phillips though is that it says it's based around the true story, but the real Captain Phillips, the crew members have come out with this, and that the real Captain Phillips was a coward. Yeah. And he was, not at all how he was portrayed in the movie.
Oh, well, of course. They're going to fictionalize a little bit of it and dramatize it.
It made me upset that he was invited to the Oscars.
Yeah,
he had a special seat.
He was sitting there with the original Philomena, who actually did have to go all through, they were really close to the Philomena story, the true one.
He didn't actually deserve to be there. That kind of bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean...
I get that.
And that could just be objective views of the people during the situation, but... I don't know. I didn't really care for the movie. I mean, it was a decent movie, and you know, it is based on. I remember when that story broke. It was during Thanksgiving, right? Like a couple years ago. Like,
yeah, it's probably somewhere around that.
I remember like hearing it on the news and stuff, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, you know, that was really cool. What's his name? The guy who was the pirate guy, the Somalian guy.
I don't know.
Like, I was cool that he was invited and he was nominated. I thought that was really cool.
Oh no,
the guy with the teeth.
Yeah, the guy with the teeth. Yeah, that was it. That's what everybody was like.
His teeth, but his teeth don't even really stand out, except when compared to all the starlets who have the perfect teeth.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason like I felt bad for the guy, and he's gonna try to become a full-time actor now. I hope all the best for him.
Oh well, yeah, good for like. I always really like watching. The supporting actor or actress awards, because it's like these people are like not in the main role, but they do such a good job. Like when you know Heath Ledger won, and Christoph Waltz, like I love Christoph Waltz, and it was just so good to see him win the 2 awards. I knew he wasn't really gonna win, but I thought it would have been hilarious if Jonah Hill won for Wolf of Wall Street, because he did a really good job in that film.
He did.
Yeah,
he really did.
I loved all the dick jokes.
I know, right? It's kind of a big deal.
Ellen comes up to him and is just like, "No, Jonah, I don't want to see it." I'm like, "Why?" Well,
it's kind of a big deal, man. Any final thoughts on the Oscars, Preston?
I just want to ask a question. That there's always the award for shorts. Yeah. How do you see these shorts ever?
They might be on the website. I don't know.
I want to, every single short. I always want to look up
and see. Because they look phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like what was it? Man, maybe like 7 years ago. There was a movie that came out. 9.
I remember
the one with Elijah Wood and everything. That started as an Academy. I think it was Academy Award-winning short film.
Really? I did not know.
Or that. I knew it was a short film, and then they adapted it into a full-length movie.
Nice.
And they got a bunch of actors to do it. It was okay. But yeah, you're like the shorts look really good, and you're right, Preston. I'm like, oh man, like I wish there was a little bit more publicity for them, but I think it's because they're short films and they're not feature films. They're not as advertised. But there's got to be ways to find them. I know our friend Renee watched a couple of them along with his friend Matt. Yeah.
I'm when I get a chance, I'm gonna start up a petition to get Eric Mulker's senior thesis to the next Oscars.
Shucks.
Because I was a part of that.
You shouldn't really say last names, but yeah, sure. Because now they can Facebook stalk him.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I have stalking fans.
Oh man, he's got a boner now.
It's not that great.
We're talking about your boner now, or are we talking about your film?
That's pretty great.
Oh man.
Hey, it is a solid 4.
We'll just ask your fake girlfriend.
You goddamn minute. You added her on Facebook, you son of a bitch. Moving on.
That still doesn't mean she exists. All right, well, we'll just move into the next bit of news. The thing that happened after the Oscars, the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Preston, I know you wanted to bring this up because you saw it.
Jimmy Kimmel Show. Usually I'm pretty... Get your foot off of that. I'm usually pretty impressed with... I'm sorry. I'm usually pretty unimpressed with late night talk shows nowadays. With Jimmy Fallon is okay. Yeah. Seth Meyers
we're gonna go into Seth Meyers.
You're not pleased with Seth Meyers at the moment. Even Jay Leno, it's just the production value is just not where it needs to be to really entertain me. I mean, sure, with like middle-aged people, that's totally fine. I'm better than them. So,
disclaimer: we are not actually ageist on the show.
I am.
But Jimmy Kimmel, he actually comes up with some legit stuff. Like the year before last, Movie the Movie came out.
Oh yeah,
the trailer.
Movie what?
The Movie. I'll show you. It's it was a fake movie trailer with all of these stars. And it was really, really fun. And they made a sequel movie.
Oh, is it kind of like the somebody made like a short like trailer about like what an Academy Award winning movie.
Britannic made that video.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that. It is.
Okay.
It's sort of like that. But no, I'll show you when it's done. Like it's really well done. And Jimmy Kimmel and his team, they produce some really high production value to the point where you don't know whether it's fake or not. And that's why all of these viral videos that are coming out that he's faking really blow up because he does such a good job.
He did the wolf one?
He did the wolf one. He did the gal
who twerked into a candle or something?
And like burned herself. So last night he brought out 4 more shorts, each one after viral videos. And I don't know if they're going to be online or whatnot, but I suggest checking them out. Like I'm not going to spoil them, but
Well, maybe if we could maybe put a link in the actual podcast notes or whatever. Which, by the way, we need to put notes for stuff so people can look at the stuff that we're talking about. But so good show though.
Yeah, it was totally fun.
Who was the guest on it?
Kevin Spacey was there. Fun fact.
Fucking Kevin's. Oh, real quick, going back to Oscar stuff. Kevin Spacey's face in that group Twitter photo was amazing. I love Kevin Spacey. He really stole the Oscars with his
fun fact.
His presentations.
Kevin Spacey is actually a complete dickhead on set.
Really?
Really? I can imagine that.
He's bad to work with.
Really?
Where'd you hear that?
I don't remember.
Fair enough.
I mean, his head actually looks like a dick.
No,
I love Kevin Spacey.
I think because every character he plays is kind of an evil asshole, so he kind of has to be in that mood on set to keep that going. I really hope that Kevin Spacey is sweet in real life. Because he has that, especially at the Oscars, like he has that face that's just like, I bet you're nice, and everyone just gives you a bad rap.
No, I want him to be a shit to me, because that'll be awesome. Like, oh, Kevin Spacey called me a fucking retard. That's awesome. Oh man. Okay. Well, any last words on the Jimmy Kimmel Show?
That's it.
All right then. Then I guess we will segue into some more movie news. This time, you guys sure about this? Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, they're going to be making a new movie revolving around the Sega and Nintendo console wars that happened around the 90s.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. Although I don't. Preston, you probably have more notes.
I don't, because I don't get it. I don't understand what the marketability of it is.
I think it's to nerds.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then I mean, it was a pretty, as far as the video game industry goes, it was a pretty big significant moment. And I think because video games have gone from more of a niche following or a niche interest into more of a mainstream thing with fucking Xbone and PS4, people will be interested in this, especially with big names such as Sega and Nintendo. I mean, the console wars now are pretty big because you got. I remember when it was even the PS3 and 360. You had people yelling back and forth no, fuck you, Xbox 360, man. And then now it's fuck you, Xbox. No, Xbox sucks. Sorry, Xbox lost. Get over it, you fucking retards.
PC gaming master race.
Fuck you, dude. I will not deny though that PC gaming makes people ridiculously crazy at shooters. Until they pick up an actual or until they pick up an actual control in their hand, and then it's just hilarious to just one shot hit him in the head, and then just I can't play like this. I need a mouse.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it at all.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, they're the movie's gonna be based off of a nonfiction book by Blake J. Harris, and it's gonna chronicle the events after I think it's after the video game bubble burst, after Nintendo saved the industry with the NES and everything, and you had the rise of the Genesis and everything, and the Super Nintendo and them going head to head. But it'd also be pretty cool to see how Sega and Nintendo for the longest time had been going head to head, and then when Sony released their PlayStation, they scoffed it and they're what is this? They're not. This is nah. It's Sega and Nintendo, and then the PlayStation fucking destroyed them, and that won the console war. So I'd like to see that. Plus, I like Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. I love This Is the End. Hilarious.
I'm going to be very interested to see how Seth Rogen incorporates weed into this movie.
Hey, there's probably going to be a lot of it, man. Yeah, so I don't know. That's worth checking out. Preston, you have any interest in it? Or you're just kind of...
I'm still so skeptical just because I don't understand how there can be enough conflict in...
What are you talking about? It's Sega versus Nintendo. It says versus. That's conflict.
There will actually be a brawl that will result in Street Fighter, the inspiration for Street
Fighter. No,
man,
it's gonna be like Anchorman. You have all these video game devs coming out and having an all-out fight. That'd be awesome.
I feel like Corey is setting up a segue.
I was gonna call it out, but
well, actually, the next thing on the list has nothing to do with this. But I guess I could try and segue. Let's segue into more Nintendo news, actually. You guys hear that? Preston, this might interest you, even though you don't have a 3DS, so this doesn't mean shit to you. Club Nintendo is offering free codes for Pokemon X and Y in March. So if you're part of Club Nintendo and you get these codes, you can, much like the Link, the Four Swords Adventures that was just released back last month, you can get it for free. You can get Pokemon X and Y.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, this is because you have. It's not with people with an already have a DS. you have to purchase a DS and an applicable
or win it in a machine like I did.
Or win it in a machine like
yeah, but you have to. There's a list of games of 7 games, and they're not bad. I mean, they're big games. It's like Pikmin, Donkey Kong
Country.
Yeah, I think Mario 3D for the DS is one of them. And you have to buy one of those games to get the free Pokemon X and Y.
Which still, I mean, it's buy one get one free, and Pokemon is still there hasn't been really a price drop, I don't think.
No, maybe.
And again, these are good games, so it would benefit you to actually buy these games and get Pokemon for free. And jump on the hype band train, man.
I am very tempted because I have Pokemon X and I would love to get Y.
So that's true. I didn't even think about that because I was gonna say, I already have it. It doesn't really apply to me.
Now you can get the other one.
Now I can get the giant death bird instead of the really weird deer.
Exactly. Instead of getting Articuno, then you can get Zapdos and all that.
Oh well, doesn't that depend on who you started with? Yeah, I think I have. I think mine was Moltres.
I got Articuno because I was the only. Apparently, I'm the only fucking guy who got Chespin at the beginning.
Yeah, I got Froakie.
Every fucking person got Froakie. Everybody.
Because unless okay, my sister got it. She got Fennekin because I could see it. It looks
a fire.
It looks more feminine than all the other fire starters.
Yeah, I'm torn because feminine doesn't bother me. In fact, one of my favorite Pokemon is
Don't say Jinx because that's really creepy.
No. Fuck, I never know how to pronounce it though. Gardevoir. Gardevoir. Yeah.
No. People Pokemon. My cousin really loves Gardevoir.
You know what? Gardevoir is actually my first Pokemon I ever got up to level 100 without the chip.
I was going to say, Gardevoir is the first Pokemon that I looked up hentai about. I was like, whoa, man.
I ever got up to level 100 except for the red, cheat with the rare candies.
Mine was Tyranitar.
Nice.
In gold.
Because he looks 100. Like fucking Godzilla, man. Mm-hmm. did you see his Mega Evolution? It's Godzilla. It's fucking awesome.
Wait, Feraligatr has a Mega?
No, he's a Tyranitar.
Oh, Tyranitar. Oh, yeah. Why did I think Feraligatr? I'm still stuck on Twitch. But yeah, I didn't like the design for Fennekin.
It was okay. Well, I mean, I just all of the starter Pokemon in this one were supposed to look like the different warrior classes in traditional RPGs, correct? Like you had the thief / ninja, Greninja.
You had the brawler.
You had the melee fighter, warrior,
the tank.
Chestnut, and then you had the magic mage.
I didn't even realize that.
What's the final form of Fennekin?
Oh, I forget. I don't know.
Whatever. No, I didn't pick it, so whatever.
I just got one in the Wonder Trade, so I'm gonna.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah, Wonder Trade, you get a lot of good stuff from. I like it.
That's awesome, man. See, Preston, don't you want a 3DS so you can join us?
See, yeah. I really do, actually.
Well, you could also play on that. You can play Ocarina of Time 3D. Or you can get an Oculus Rift because I don't know if you guys saw this. Hey, okay, every single time. Shut up. That was really smooth, okay? All right. The Oculus Rift has ports of Zelda games now, but because it's the Oculus Rift, which is it's a virtual reality headset, that is way better than any other ones that we have seen. The Visual Boy just makes your eyes bleed. But yeah, they took the original Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda, and Ocarina of Time and made them first person.
Nice.
So imagine running around the Kakiri Forest in first person. I saw some footage of it. It's really cool. And then also the first person original Zelda game, they made 3D environments that kind of look like it because they're like pixels and stuff. It looks like Minecraft, which is cool.
Yeah.
But it played really well. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited for that.
The Oculus Rift is still in development. I got my hands on one of the development kits over Christmas break, this past Christmas, and it's still 720, so it's still kind of blurry. The quality, the resolution is not great yet. They're hoping for 1080p?
Yeah. That's what they were hoping for.
I think it was actually less than 720. It wasn't great, and they don't have any major games for it. But it is definitely an experience.
Yeah, the tech is really good. I mean, I remember you were talking to us about that. Like, what were you playing?
There was 2 horror games. One where it's kind of like a Slender, and there's just this picture of a dead girl that just keeps popping up at you, and eventually getting closer and closer. And then there's another one that was even worse, where you're in this dark cave type, like catacomb kind of area, and you just walk and you find one of 4 things. Like there's a ghost, there's a witch, there's a beast, and there's a statue that follows you around. The statue, people are like, no, the statue's not. I was like, the statue's not following me, and I would like just walk around and turn my head, and I turned around and there was a statue, and its mouth just came out at me, and I screamed and I threw the headset off. I was really it's intense.
I would die.
Yeah. No, you would die.
It will probably cause some heart attacks.
Yeah, they have to have a disclaimer or something. Mm-hmm. If ever there was like a video game disclaimer, it would go with the Oculus Rift.
Oh yeah.
You know, something I learned recently is that PS4 is actually coming out with its own virtual
reality.
Yes,
I think I may have heard that they tried to contact Oculus Rift, the creators of Oculus Rift, and they didn't. They wanted to stay independent. So Sony's like, fine, well we can make our own. And because this isn't really a thing that's out, it's newer to the general public. The virtual reality headset. They can make a killing off of this. Like, it could be, not as impressive as the Oculus Rift, but people will buy it because it's like, oh shit, this is a new thing, and it would be awesome.
Actually, a recent dev kit has shown that it's very comparable to the Oculus Rift.
Wow. Interesting, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's actually like they're basically neck and
Well,
neck.
hey, even more money for them, man.
I couldn't tell you.
Well,
no, well, we'll have to check that out. Did they like give us a date or anything of when this could be completed?
No, probably not going to be for a long time though.
They said for PS4, right?
Wait, so, is this Sony Japan or Sony America?
Probably Japan.
Well, we'll see. Well, like, do you know who posted pictures or whatever, or was it just Sony in general?
I just read it on Reddit.
Oh, well, yeah, Reddit's gonna come up a lot with these two.
By the way, recommended Reddit subreddit that Preston just recommended to me. A Florida man. Look that subreddit up about all the crazy shit that goes on in Florida. Whispering next to the mic, come in your ear, buzz, buzz, buzz. That's I think a Family Guy reference.
I'm gonna move this away from creepy stuff to weird, dorky stuff. Preston, do you like The Rock?
Sure.
Eric, do you like Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, he's okay.
I like their muscles.
Yeah. Oh, and I like his mustache.
Do you guys like oiled up, shirtless guys floundering on top of each other?
Only if it's Eric.
You think I'm muscular?
Oh, no. He just likes to see you naked. Well, anyways, where am I going with this? The WWE Network just opened up last week. This has been a venture that the WWE has been trying to put on for about 2 years now. They were going to release it, a couple years ago, but they were freaked out because of the whole Oprah Network incident where that just fucking flopped. So they were freaked out. They went back to the drawing board, and I think the final product is what is best for business. It's essentially like you pay real quick. It's only $9.99 a month. So for a wrestling fan, that's amazing because you also get every pay-per-view for free, which they have one pay-per-view a month, and it's about $50. So you're saving over $500 if you get the subscription. And it not only has, it has a schedule of, different shows that stream live, but at the same time, it has hundreds and thousands of hours of archive footage. So you literally can go onto the WWE Network. You can select like a year that you want to watch. You can select a month that you want to watch. You can find, you can search a wrestler's name, and it'll bring up a huge list of this wrestler during this year. So if Preston, you wanted to go watch The Rock beat some fucking people up, you can, put in like 1999 and watch him, battle Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's fucking awesome. And Eric, if you want to watch Hulk Hogan, rip his shirt and talk really creepily about his daughter, then you can type that in and probably find that.
They actually have it organized by Hulk Hogan Wrestling. Hulk Hogan talking about his daughter, his mannish daughter.
I don't know, man. I'm wondering, are they gonna put a sex tape up? Oh, which sucks because people have gone and watched, and during the Attitude Era, which was like the 90s, there were some moments where nudity was had, and even now there's people who are watching on TV is like, holy shit, that's a nipple, and it's hilarious to see on network TV. But they have gone back and blurred some stuff out. However, as far as uncensoring stuff goes, they finally put up footage again. They finally acknowledged the wrestler Chris Benoit, who was a wrestler that committed suicide after taking the life of his son and wife. Mm-hmm. This was back in, I think, like 2008, 2009. But he almost destroyed the industry, and so he was blacklisted. They swore never to talk about him. But I think enough time has passed, and they're like, he was a very the man he was outside of wrestling was different than the man he was inside the ring. And he put on some great match. So it's cool to see that they put the footage back. But I think they have like a disclaimer saying this match contains, Chris Benoit, and we don't condone his actions and stuff. But that's cool that they're finally putting him back in and not completely erasing him from history. So that's cool.
That's
I just
crazy
wanted to put
do
that
something
there.
so horrific that
Oh, dude, it was fucked up. He was,
in your face.
you know what fucking sucks was that he, I don't know if you guys know the guy, Eddie Guerrero. No, he was a Latino wrestler. He had some fucking demons. He had drug problems, and he actually cleaned up his life, and he was getting better. And he was really good friends with Chris Benoit, and he just died as he was, on the road to a better new life, and that sucks. And from what I heard, that destroyed Chris Benoit, who took the opposite path. Like, apparently he was very closed off from everybody, had some fucking demons, and he eventually cracked and ended up killing his wife and his son before committing suicide. And they were saying that during the autopsy they looked into his brain, and they said the state of his brain was like an 80-year-old Alzheimer's patient.
Wow.
And that was like, kind of a wake-up call to the industry. Like, the WWE doesn't even condone taking a chair and hitting people over the head with it anymore. Like, you'll get fined if you do that during the match. So it was really a wake-up call for the industry, which is, it sucks the way it happened, but at the same time, it's nice.
Man, he's ahead of the curve with these murder suicides.
Yeah. Oh man, some Chris Benoit murder porn.
It's supposed to happen in 2020.
Yeah. Okay, let's get away from this subject. Let's take a word from our sponsors.
Thank God.
Wrong button, Corey.
Eric, do you like food?
I love food.
Preston, do you love seeing pictures of food?
I prefer eating them.
Well then, why don't you go out and check out the Naka-chan Life blog. This is a blog by Christy Nakashima. She puts up recipes on how to make mostly Japanese cuisine. You like Japanese cuisine, don't you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! She puts up photos and reviews from different restaurants. She just put one up about a little Japanese restaurant that she tried in Torrance. It's pretty cool. You could go check it out. Preston.
That's Torrance, California, correct?
Oh, yes. Yes, let everybody know where people live. Fuck you, man. Yeah, go check it out.
Nakashima, isn't that your
No,
last name?
no. We're not putting up any names up here. But go check it out. It's the Naka-chan Life.
Yay.
Preston.
Hey!
Preston, do you like Total Biscuit?
I like Total Biscuit.
We're not doing advertisements anymore.
Oh, yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, okay, so you know who he is. He's a YouTube video game commentator and reviewer and stuff like that.
He's British.
Yes, he is.
I love his voice.
Ew.
What, do you have something against Brits?
I'm a quarter Brit, so yes.
Oh, so you're a self-hating Brit.
Yeah, it's basically like that famous Simpson quote. It's like, fucking Scots, they ruined Scotland.
Those Brits with their spotted dicks. Hate them.
It's like they get along like Englishmen and Scots, or the Welsh and Scots, or Scots and other Scots. Damn Scots, they ruined Scotland. I can't do Scottish accent.
That's
that
very,
was Scottish, huh?
I thought that was going like Canadian.
I thought you were going James Bond there.
Yeah.
Which was Sean Connery. Well, anyways, have you been hearing the recent news about Total Biscuit's problems with game developers?
I have not, Corey. Tell me more.
Well, come on, man. You've heard some stuff, right? You've heard the Gary's incident.
The Gary's incident was a very interesting incident. Where I don't know really everything, but
long story short, Gary's incident was given a bad review. The developing company.
Terrible game.
Yeah, well, they asked them to take his stuff down, or they were gonna pursue legal action. Total Biscuit, kind of just destroyed the developing team, and that was the end of that. They even apologized to Total Biscuit, which was awesome.
Did they?
Now there is a new story that broke a couple weeks ago. Actually, I'm finally caught up. This is finally the end of it, but basically there was another game that came out called Guise of the Wolf, and it's been pretty damn universally panned by everybody, but Total Biscuit put a review on and destroyed the game. Like they're like, this is like, how was this even released? This is fucking ridiculous. And they went off on it. And the developers, a company by the name of Fun Creators, little indie promotion, they wrote a letter to Total Biscuit saying, "Hey guys, we are requesting that you take down your review. You cannot slander our game like that. Who are you to say this?" And you know, they're basically trying to bully them into taking the review down. Total Biscuit replies and goes, "Hi, just so you guys know, another game developer tried doing this like a month ago. So I don't think you want to pursue this action. Just letting you know." And dude, the reply back was hilarious from Guys of the Wolf. So I'm not from Guys of the Wolf, but Fun Creator. So like, if real quick, this is the letter that was sent to them from their from Fun Creator's quote unquote like secretary or PR person. Mm-hmm. It's like she's saying, you know, you're not. Just so you guys know, you need to take that tone out of your voice and realize that we are not as small as you think we are. So you need to take all this stuff down, and we will get to the bottom of this. And pretty much what the Fun Creator, the people at Fun Creators think is that, you know, how can anybody hate our game? There must be somebody that's paying this guy to put up a bad review. Like, nobody can hate our game, and it's like bananas, right? So the Guys of the Wolf people not the Guys of the Wolf, Total Biscuit just says, "What?" and takes the letter that she sends and puts it up on Twitter and says, "Look at this bullshit." And Twitter blows up. People are like, what the fuck? These people are retards. And they finally, Fun Creator finally issued another letter giving a final warning. Preston, if you want to look at this over here.
It's not an official cease and desist, is it?
Oh, well, okay, so let's get into that. So, like, she was saying, like, this is your final warning. You have 72 hours to take this down. And, you know, we're a lot bigger than your little YouTube page, which is like, dude, do you fucking know who you're talking to? And, like Total Biscuit probably makes more money than this company has ever made. And he probably does, like, daily.
Can I read this?
Go ahead and read it,
okay.
Yeah.
So this is just a short little email. It seriously looks like it's written by a 12-year-old, but it says, this is your last warning. Our company is a lot bigger than your little YouTube channel. We are not afraid of you. Remove all your tweets and delete your channel.
Yeah, they're trying to tell Total Biscuit to delete his channel.
Do not tweet this message or we will claim it is a fake. We will get our lawyers involved and sue you.
They're like saying like do this or we'll beat you up, but don't tell anybody we beat you up.
We're gonna sue you.
That's so stupid, dude. And like, oh my god. So the end of the story is that Total Biscuit didn't comply. Like not. Why not? Yeah. Why would they comply?
The law's on his side.
Yeah. So you know they had a strike put on, and they filed for the copyright infringement or whatever, and it got taken down from YouTube for about a week until somebody reviewed it and said, no, this is fucking stupid, and now it's back up online. But you know what's even more fucked is I heard that the publishing company that published Guys of the Wolf for them issued a statement to Total Biscuit saying, you know what? We uphold everybody's right to freedom of speech. Furthermore, no, not even a but. It's furthermore, we feel if any game developed by a company isn't up to par, they should seriously consider self-publishing. So pretty much they're washing their hands of Fun Creators and calling them total shitbags.
Wow.
Which is fucking awesome. And it's just, I don't know, I was following this news bit from another podcast, and I just thought that was hilarious, and I wanted to follow the rest of the story.
There's a lot to be said in this, where this would have totally blown over, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but their response was so immature.
Oh, yeah, and like, I feel like it was because, you know, I think I heard that these are a bunch of like rich kids that like, you know, they decided to, you know, start a game company, and it's like, you know, they have the audacity to go like, what? We can't have made a bad game. Like, it's everybody else that's like against us. Like, no, dude, your game is fucking ass. By the way, the score on Metacritic right now for Guys of the Wolf is 0.6. Which is like abysmal.
Is this game available for download?
Probably somewhere. Yeah, you can if you want. But from what I heard, it's like, you know, first person like action or like an action adventure, and you walk up to people that don't even like animate or anything, kind of like Elder Scrolls.
It's kind of okay. Good segue there. But let me just This might have all just been a clever advertising. It's like, how about we get our game with a big controversy that's so bad people download it.
That's what people were thinking. That's what people were thinking.
Worked on me,
but that's what people were thinking. But that would have worked if Total Biscuit, really complied with everything they said, and it's universally panned now. Like even outside of it, it's still a terrible game. So like I would say, Preston, don't even support them. Fuck them. That's so stupid.
What's the name of the game again?
Guise of the Wolf.
Guise of the Wolf. Got it.
The name doesn't even make sense.
No, it's fucking stupid. But it's hilarious, man, and it's just.
Anyway, okay, so segue.
Segued into Elder Scrolls Online, which Eric, you had a chance to get a beta key for.
Yep, I finally got a beta key, and guys, meh.
Nah. Man, but it's Elder Scrolls, man.
I know. Well, it's not really Elder Scrolls. It is. I mean, it's another company making this game for Elder Scrolls. Like Elder Scrolls.
So wait, is it Bethesda?
It's not Bethesda.
It's not Bethesda.
Yeah, I mean it is Bethesda.
Oh, it is.
Bethesda,
Okay.
But they're more like giving this other company license to their content more than they are making it. Bethesda's running it through another company. There are some aspects that are very Elder Scrolls. Like you still have the little eye icon when you're trying to do a sneak. You still have the same races that have the same Bretons are really good for like magic resistance, and then Argonians are still
what
good
a nerd.
Argonians. Hey, shut up, man. Argonians are still good for poison resistance, but it's so lacking. Like
I heard that the game's like almost broken at some points.
It's not. It was broken back when the first beta came out. There's this huge broken glitch where a bunch of people tried to click on like a character or an NPC needed to continue, and because so many people were clicking on it, it crashed, and like you couldn't get it to go anymore. So people were just stuck without any quest to do. I don't know which NPC that was, but I think it's fixed. At least I didn't see a problem with. I didn't see any like real like big game breaking glitches when I played it. It just wasn't fun.
Oh, that's fucking garbage.
Yeah,
because like I've been hearing that it's broken, but even if it's like everything's patched, it's just an uninteresting game. That's kind of sucks.
That's really disappointing to me.
Yeah, I mean the quests are basically like I was playing this one quest, and my character was a high elf, and so like there are three factions, and 3 races go to each faction, and so I think like the Khajiit, the high elf, and I forget what the third one was, are on the same faction. So my high elf, I played the mage, I played the magic because I'm usually a magic person.
Oh, magic!
We got sent to a place, and it was like there was this one bullshit quest where it's just like, oh, go just find like the buried pieces of alchemy that got burnt in fires, and so you just go to these 3 places, like click, 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 click. All right, I'm done. And then there's another quest like, oh, fix these holes in the ship. That click, click. All right, I'm done.
Well, I mean, does it look like it's shaping up to be like another like Final Fantasy, like original Final Fantasy 14? Because that shit was broken and just terrible.
Wait, Final Fantasy 11?
No, 14 was it was an online one, and it was fucking terrible.
Wasn't Final Fantasy 11 an MMO too?
I think they all were.
Yeah.
After, like 11.
Or well, with the exception of 13, which fuck Lightning Returns. It's so terrible. God damn it. But the original 14 was just god awful, and then A Realm Reborn came out, which it was just like, oh my god, this is exactly what we want out of an MMO. So if you guys haven't, go check out Final Fantasy 14 A Realm Reborn. That kind of erased what a travesty the original 14 was, and it's pretty damn good from what I've been hearing. Even though I'm not a huge MMO fan, I know some people like my cousin who like absolutely love this shit.
Nice, but I'm not. Yeah, Elder Scrolls, I mean, the combat is fine. Like, there's nothing... I mean, it's not the best. It's not... I mean, you don't have, like, the beheading kills that you're going to do in, like...
Aww,
yeah.
But that was my favorite part, watching
games.
them bounce around.
I know. But I feel like with more work, it can eventually get there. But for the April release, I don't think so.
No.
The beginning is so boring. It doesn't have... You know how in the beginning of Skyrim they have that scene where you're on the cart and they take you to get your head chopped up?
Yeah.
They kind of have something a lot like that, but it's just title cards now. They haven't animated yet.
I guess if they haven't animated it yet, that's fine. But still...
So you start off in this cell, and they're like, oh, their weapon's down. You get released by like prisoners, trying to like revolt. And so you go and you pick one of your weapons. Like my first character, I picked the staff. Another character, I picked the dual axe. Dual axe was boring. It was so boring, dual wielding. Like, it's just click, click, hold, click, 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 hold. Like, there's nothing.
Kind of like watching porn.
Kind of like watching porn. Like, and it didn't feel right either. Like, it just felt clunky.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, the magic was fine. But anyway, you get outside into the world, and it's kind of interesting, except the interaction's not there yet. And, like, you can't pick up items like you do in the other Bethesda games. You can't even talk to everyone yet because they haven't like inputted.
Well, so you can't kill people and then drag their bodies around and make them naked, because that was hilarious. I love doing that, like just stripping them of everything and then just dragging them through the land.
You can't fuck with NPCs, which I think is
lame.
That's really disappointing.
That's not very hype.
It's your regular run of the mill MMO with certain Skyrim qualities. That's all it is.
Well, that was supposed to be my first thing on the Get Hyped segment, but I guess that's not very hype.
I mean, it might get there, but for $15 a month, so $180 a year, don't throw your money yet.
That's expensive, man.
Let it develop further. Don't get it in April. Wait for it.
Yeah.
Is your math right?
15 times 12
is 180.
I think so, because 15 times 10 is 150 plus 2 15s more. That's 180. Yeah.
This is why we're film students and not math students.
I'm right. It is 180.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, then you know what? Let's make the first segment of our Get Hype segment something actually hype. Preston, why don't you want to talk about the Stick of Truth?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull up this picture. I totally did not prepare for this. There's the South Park game that's coming out in like 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty close to coming out.
There are certain scenes in it which are being censored in Europe because of just extreme.
Not just Europe. I heard that the consoles are getting scenes taken out of it. Like for the PC will be fine, but for the console versions are.
Oh really? Okay.
That's what I heard.
I wasn't aware of that, but and like each. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up this real quick.
Well, then while he's doing that, Eric, why don't you give us a little bit of a backstory to Stick of Truth?
Honestly, I don't know much of the history, but Stick of Truth is South Park's latest game. It's going to be a full RPG, so you can be Cartman the Wizard, and because I've seen some gameplay that they've released so far.
Which, by the way, it looks exactly like the show.
It does. It's so great. Which, by the way,
it's amazing.
I guess that's like one of the good things about South Park, where the animation's so crappy. You can make a game.
Well, it's not crappy. It's not
simple.
It's simple.
Well, yeah, where the game can match it pretty fucking easily, and of course it's going to be. I bet the gameplay is not even going to be that great, but the humor is what's going to drive it.
Oh, yeah.
The humor, yeah.
Well, I mean, like the combat and stuff or whatever, it's going to be simple, which sticks with the aesthetic. But yeah, it's going to be the humor that drives it. And basically, right, you're a new kid from South Park, or you're new kid to South Park, and you just fold in with the cast and everything.
Yeah, and then
certain
like lovable characters, like I know Butters follows you around a little bit at the beginning, and yeah.
Okay, so instead of the scenes playing out that would be blocked, instead it's a picture. I'm not familiar with this. This is like the Michelangelo. Like he's crying or something, and with some kind of European flag. I'm just terrible at geography. Don't even get me started. But the thing says, here it is. You lose again, Europe. This scene where you tried to disable the force field around Randy, but instead accidentally forced the probing machine next to him to probe his ass with violent force, is not meant for your eyes. Randy, in obvious rectal pain, urges you to proceed onward.
So this is actually the image that comes up when this event happens in the game. Yeah. Like, it's just the picture of the statue and a description.
It's just blocked.
Wow. That's kind of funny, though.
USA.
Maybe
but
Canada.
Actually, you are right. It is blocked on console versions as well. However, PC Gaming Master Race remains intact.
Woo! All right, get it on PC.
It's probably going to be on Gary's mod somewhere anyways.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really hyped for that game. Because the other South Park games that came out were like tower defense games, something like that.
There was the one like the
Super Tower Defense Go or something.
Where you had to fight turkeys.
They were okay. I mean, run the mill.
But still, like this looks legit like you're playing an episode of South Park.
It's also been delayed twice now.
Yeah. I remember it was what E3 was that announced at?
So many memes about how it's never coming out, and now finally is.
Well, if don't worry, man. It didn't reach like Duke Nukem levels of like delays. Which that game was terrible.
They're working on a new one.
I know. I heard.
It's been hinted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Oh god. Anything's got to be better than that steaming pile of crap. Oh jeez, that was so disappointing. Oh man, but at least at least these are actually coming out, unlike Half-Life 3. Which just got the name registered in copyright.
That was a few months ago, right?
That was about like maybe 5 months ago.
I was just hoping one of you would bring up another game. So like, wait, 3 great games? It's confirmed, Half-Life 3.
Yeah, that's I love the Valve memes like, oh, the number 3 appearing anywhere. Oh, Half-Life 3. We can bring that up in Steam Watch later on with Preston.
Sure.
He's a big guy, but what I want to talk about.
You're a big guy?
I'm a big guy.
You're a big guy? Did you just call him a big guy?
No, the biggest
You're
guy.
a big guy. He knows it.
Penis.
Okay.
Penis joke.
You want to know who's a big guy? Fucking Godzilla. Yeah, get hyped for Godzilla.
Segue.
Yeah,
Every time.
Sounds
Fuck
like
you.
sounds like a segue.
You know what? Shove it up your ass.
Godzilla.
If you guys haven't seen it, which who the fuck are you and why are you listening to this if you haven't seen it? Go watch the goddamn trailer for Godzilla. The second trailer is amazing. The first trailer is amazing. And what's awesome about it is they're still not showing a full shot of Godzilla.
There was one that wasn't a full shot, but you got a good look at his face as the door hangers like starting to close up.
Yeah, but it was like for like a couple seconds. Yeah. It like they're doing a great job about like not showing the full form of Godzilla.
Yeah,
yet.
and that's what's really great. Like if a monster movie shows it too much, then you get bored and like you, it's like, all right, I've already seen it, whatever. But if you don't show any of it, you just get frustrated. So,
yeah.
Like movies where you show just a little bit of it, just a hint at it, that's when it's the best.
It's the lead up to it. You build it up, and then when you have the reveal, that's the best part. Like in the original Godzilla film, you don't see Godzilla till like an hour in, and it was just like this terrible force, and that's what kept you gripped, and that was really cool.
And that's what I liked about, and I know everyone's
Don't
gonna
say
hate
it.
me for it. Cloverfield.
Cloverfield was a piece of shit.
Cloverfield did good. People just hated the shaky cam.
I know Dylan got motion sickness from it and vomited in his seat. It was terrible.
I know people hate it.
The story was terrible. It was such a disappointment.
It did, for a monster movie, it did good.
No, you want a good monster movie with mechas? Go watch Pacific Rim. Fucking Guillermo del Toro just kills it. It's so good. And I think that's one good thing now is we're getting enough our technology is way more advanced now that we can bring back things like Godzilla, bring back things like Pacific Rim, like mecha films, and make them look good because we also have the tech, not only the tech, but we have competent people to direct these. Like Guillermo del Toro did a great job with Pacific Rim.
That ties into the Watchmen movie because they said for Watchmen came out in the 80s.
It was a comic book. Yeah,
the comic book came out in the 80s, but they said
Alan Moore. Yeah,
they said this comic book will never be able to be made into a movie. It's impossible.
Yeah, because they pitched it to who did they pitch it to? I thought they pitched it to I think they pitched it to Paramount first. I'm not entirely sure, but they read the script and they read the pitch and like, we love it. This is a great idea. However, you can't make this into a movie.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
Fast forward 2 decades to just the last few years, and they did a good job.
Like the thing is, this is the best. Yeah, I a lot of people give it shit because it's not like the comic book.
Yeah.
However, if you look at it, because like I had an adaptation class where we had to read the book and then we watched Watchmen afterwards. Yeah. It was decently faithful to it.
Yeah.
There are a few things that they changed, and the things that they changed,
like
I think.
The alien at the end.
Yeah, they changed spoilers. I mean, who hasn't seen Watchmen? If not, just go watch it. But spoilers. They changed the whole fake alien invasion at the end to Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan being the scapegoat, which works.
Makes sense. Yeah,
it makes more sense as far as the movie goes. So. Yeah. Honestly, like I was actually fine with the adaptation of it.
Me too.
That's the best we're really gonna get. I mean, it doesn't, like people are saying, it doesn't work for a film, which I agree because the comic book takes place over like a couple of years, right? Because the stories aren't like happening super sequentially.
No, yeah.
Whereas in a movie, you can't do that to that. There's too much backstory. It's too much like everything. So I felt like watching the movie, then reading the book, and then watching it again. I was a little more appreciative of the adaptation. I know I'm in the smaller group of people that actually did kind of like it, But
a small group. Watchmen, I think, is probably one of the biggest comic books ever. I mean,
well, right, but everybody was like, "Oh, it's terrible." It's not as bad as everybody's saying.
No, yeah, I'd give it I give it a 7 out of 10.
I don't know. Preston's like yawning over here.
I never saw the movie.
Did you read the comic book?
Yeah, did you read the book?
No.
Oh.
Well, you should read the book, dude. I mean, you have fucking V for Vendetta up there.
Watchmen is definitely one of the best graphic novels you'll ever find.
It's really good. Like it addresses a lot of issues with superheroes and stuff, which is really cool. And oh, real quick, the casting was really good on it. I think was it Jackie Earle Haley?
I don't know.
Yeah, the guy who played Rorschach.
He did great.
He was great. He was great.
Great actor who picked it.
How many people after that dressed up as Rorschach for Halloween and then crashed into things because they couldn't see shit out of that mask?
You know, I didn't really like the pick for John. His voice was too high for me. I thought I thought his voice should be very deep, but it was a whole.
Wait, for who?
John, Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his voice, it was kind of high pitched.
Well, I mean, you read first or you watched first?
I'm sorry, read first.
Oh, okay, I was the opposite. I watched first, so I thought it was fine, but I guess that's a bias.
Yeah,
people, you know. But I don't know. That's a little getting off topic. Godzilla, yeah.
Godzilla.
All right. Well, speaking of monsters.
Uh-oh.
You feel it coming? Segue to Preston. So the end of Twitch plays Pokemon Leaf Green.
Well, it was red,
I get it,
actually.
Because Pocket Monsters.
What?
It was red.
Yeah,
I thought they were playing Leaf Green.
No, red.
No, it was red.
Oh, shit. No, that's another Let's Play that I've been watching. By the way, two best friends do a Nuzlocke play of Pokemon Leaf Green. Go watch this shit. It's hilarious.
So, Twitch plays Pokemon.
So they beat the Elite Four.
Woo! How much time did it take?
Well, yeah. It was what? Like
it took 16 or 17 days altogether.
Which, honestly, that's a lot quicker than I would have imagined.
That's amazing.
Real quick, why don't... because this is our first podcast, why don't you do real quick summary what Twitch Plays Pokemon is?
Okay, so Twitch Plays Pokemon is a basically a community run Pokemon game where upwards of it's had an audience of like 50 to I think it maxed out 120,000 people watching this Pokemon game. It's basically it's on twitch.com, is that?
Yeah, Twitch TV, yeah.
Twitch TV, yeah. And you put in the inputs in the chat, which translates directly into the game. So it's basically the community is playing a single game of Pokemon Red. And this has formed such a large yet ever-growing cult community, creating like a full...
Oh yeah, they're creating their own canon out of it.
Pulling a creative, a full detailed narrative out of it. An entire religious
it's ridiculous, dude.
Like you sit down and you watch Twitch Plays Pokemon, and it's like you said, anywhere between 50,000 and 120,000 people giving commands all at once simultaneously, and it's him walking around in circles a lot.
Just about.
But because of the amazing lore people have like created for it, that's what makes it so fun and creative and just
because there's so much like anarchy that's going on with the people that are watching the stream and putting doing the inputs like left down, up, start, whatever.
Fuck the people who keep putting start into the chat. They're just they're.
Well, but I mean, they had the guy put a code in place that has the start button not work after a certain amount of time. Yeah,
as much. Yeah.
But like people going ape shit when they release people and everything.
See, and it was such an incredible experience going through that. I mean,
oh yeah, I bet.
It sounds like it'd be no big deal, but really, it was so much fun to kind of live it with all these other people, and it was just such a communal effort. We just beat it. Red is now the champion with a Venomoth, Lapras,
Nidoking,
Pidgeot,
Zapdos,
and
Zapdos
and Omastar.
Yeah,
Omastar. So now, as of I think around 20 hours ago, they started Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they voted because they were trying to see if they wanted Gold or Crystal, right?
Yep. And they just picked Crystal. I think they just beat Whitney already after 20 hours.
That's third gym leader in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
they got it down.
That's going really quick. I have a problem with that though, in that now this has become such people are so accustomed to it. They're not, and they're kind of like controlling the bots.
Well, I think the social experiment is over because this was originally a social experiment because this was like nothing had been done like this before, and now like you're saying, people are accustomed to it and they know how to get bots to put in commands and everything.
And what sucks is like before the lore was so genuine and so new and original, and now they just keep stealing from the original one.
Oh yeah, because they were making it up as they went. Like, but now they have like a continuation. It's a sequel.
They caught a Pidgey in this new one. Like Pidgeot in the first game was their bird Jesus. Like he was the savior. Yes. He was the one who led them to salvation and was their champion.
Which, by the way, I'm hoping you're putting this up on YouTube. But like the fan art, the fan art that came from it is amazing.
But they found a Pidgey in the wild for Pokemon Crystal, and everyone just was like, "Oh, bird Jesus!" And it's like, no,
well,
leave bird Jesus behind.
Well, I was gonna say, if you think about it, he kind of is the bird Jesus because he's in every damn game. Like he keeps coming back, so that's pretty cool.
Or it could be Zubat, but.
I'm just disappointed because now the narrative isn't as strong, and now it's you're more playing. You're watching. Well,
again,
more for the gameplay.
This is all fan made narrative too. But you're right. It became such a big thing within the community that you're right. It's not as genuine, but still, it has its place. And again, the original idea wasn't really that the narrative was a side product of it, which is cool.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they could have avoided this if they waited longer than what it was only like 2 days they waited to go to the new one, or a day and a half. If they maybe waited a couple weeks, maybe we could have died down from the lore and tried to.
Yeah, I feel like it
because we're in so like we I mean one ended and one began so soon. I feel like
I did not expect that because I heard that it ended, but I didn't know until today that they started up again.
I
feel that
like 16 hours or something.
Yep.
This does bring up an interesting topic though, in that Twitch is now. I think this has put Twitch into more of the mainstream.
Yeah.
Because,
and see, this is what I was saying about the Sega versus Nintendo console war movie. Like, gaming is way more mainstream because it was pretty mainstream before. Then it kind of became a niche thing where it wasn't as popular. But now it's coming back into the spotlight as a mainstream thing.
You never would have seen the name Twitch on the cover of the Wall Street Journal, but
it
was on the
Twitch
cover.
on the wow.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Whoever came up with this idea deserves a raise.
Right, he deserves to be.
Give that man a cookie.
He deserves to be employed by Twitch, because it's basically him. Twitch has been gaining in popularity constantly ever since.
Which, by the way, they have more like Twitch Plays Pokemon is amazing, but they have a lot more content on the channel that's really good.
One of my favorite YouTubers, Philip DeFranco, has a Twitch channel. Yeah, where you just stream. You can just go up there and live stream like how you play, like what you play, and just like people can comment and share and talk with you. And I think one of our good friends, David, has a Twitch for DayZ.
Yeah. Which by the way, how far is that into being released on console?
DayZ? I don't know. I think they're still in alpha for their new because DayZ used to run off of the Arma game, like it used to be a mod for it. Now they have their own solo game, but I think it's still in alpha.
It's going to be in alpha for a long time.
Probably.
The developer, the main creator, just left the company.
Really?
Oh wow.
That's
to
too bad.
To pursue his own goals. I think he's going towards mobile gaming because there's more money in it nowadays.
Really?
That is true. I mean,
I hate mobile games.
Oh, I do too.
I really too.
It's not a Ponzi scheme, but it's like a pump and dump kind of style. Like, you make a game like the fucking Flappy Birds incident where you make it's a terrible game, but you boost you put some money in so that you can get your ratings up there. Then like thousands, if not millions, of people download it. You make your money quick, and then the fad's over. But you already got your money out of it, so fuck it.
I just bought this MMO game for mobile that was recommended to me by our friend Tracy, actually, called Order and Chaos, which apparently has been around for quite a while now, at least a year. But it's just I hate it. I hate playing a game on my phone. It doesn't feel right to just swipe and all that.
But I think that's the next gen is mobile gaming. It's huge,
I think it's really unfortunate.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I've always been a console guy. I've never actually been really a PC gamer minus like StarCraft. But I've always been a console gamer.
I know, Preston, you're a PC gamer.
Master Race.
I feel like I'm kind of in the middle of you two because I love.
Oh, we're making a little sandwich here, are we?
I love to play on the Wii with my girlfriend and when
she likes playing with your Wii too.
I really liked my PS3. Playing. I'm gonna play The Walking Dead season 2 on it because I have season 1 on the PS3.
I'm so excited to start that.
But PC gaming's funner for modding, better for first-person shooters. It's much more of an intense community, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. The games do run a lot better on there. I mean, one that came out a couple months ago, about a month ago, was they ported Revengeance to PC, and oh my god, like there's if you haven't played, it's Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, character action game by Platinum starring Raiden from the Metal Gear Solid series. That game's amazing. Like the gameplay is so tight, it's so good. By the way, same people that made Wonderful 101, so you know that they know character action. But like there's a mode in the PC version called Unlimited Zandatsu, which the tagline for the game is cut what you will, or you could cut anything in the world, and there's a mode where time slows down and you can do like a bunch of cuts, but it ends after a certain amount of time. Somebody put in a mod where you could just keep doing it, so like things are flying into micro like pixel size bits. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. That was cool. Like that. If I was a bigger PC gamer, and I actually had a PC that could actually play games, I would totally get that.
The thing about PC gaming is that it's not going away.
No, never.
Oh no, that's one thing. It's like as we're heading into the future of either the one console future or the future where we have everything's available for every console.
What?
PC's gonna remain.
I feel like the Steam box is gonna put a dent into it.
Well, the Steam box, anything is a Steam box, can be a Steam box, right? Because it's just Steam's going up on almost every console minus Xbox, right? Because I know it's gonna be up on PlayStation.
I thought the Steam box was gonna be its own separate thing that you have your own controller for. That
the Steam box is working on its own OS that you can put onto your own computer, the Steam box is supposed to be just a proprietary, separate home, technically just connect to your home theater.
Yeah.
I don't know. Originally I was so excited for the Steam box because 90% of my gaming is over Steam. However, since the last, I think it was CES, I think it's 16 to 18 different iterations of the Steam box have come out from different software.
Same thing with the control pad too.
Yeah. So no, I think the control pad is done solely by Steam, I believe.
Well, what I'm saying is that the design changed from the one that we saw 6 months ago with the pads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The design has changed again, and it's I don't know.
I hated the pads.
No, but only one Steam controller is going to come out, but there are going to be 16 different types of Steam boxes.
Oh right, yeah. That's what I meant.
That means that this hardware isn't being controlled solely by Valve; it's being controlled by all these third-party people, which leaves a lot of room for accidents and mistakes. So I'm so skeptical now.
I remember when the first design for the controller came out, there was this comic that I saw where the pads were portals, and he's like, oh, how's the controller? Oh, it's weird at first, but once you get used to it, it's fine. And then on the other side of the portals is just Gabe Newell's nipples out there, and he's going, yes, and they're tweaking it. It's fucking hilarious. Speaking of hilarious news, Eric, you and I went to go watch something this past weekend. What did we go watch?
Was it 12 Years a Slave? That was a hoot.
Yes, that was the feel-good movie of the year, wasn't it? No.
Anchorman 2, Supersized, R-rated.
Oh, man. So, if you guys didn't watch the original Anchorman, what the fuck is wrong with you? And if you didn't watch Anchorman 2, get the fuck out.
Yeah, well, okay. Anchorman 2, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anchorman 1, if you haven't seen, get the fuck out. You need to see Anchorman 1, at the very least.
Yes.
Anchorman, I wanna just, before we go into this, watch Anchorman 2, the original cut first.
Yes.
If you watch Anchorman 2 R-rated supersized without seeing the first version,
it's kind of god-awful.
It's kind of god-awful. It's funny compared to the previous version.
All the so the basic pitch of this was it's an R-rated version of Anchorman 2.
And it's R-rated because they say fuck twice. And that's why it's R-rated.
Well, no, there was a couple more than that, but
maybe 2 or 3.
Well,
I was counting.
Yeah, the basic thing was it was a different cut. It was an alternate cut of Anchorman 2 where they supposedly had 700 more jokes put in.
700
or so. I was actually impressed with Anchorman 2, the original narrative, because it was pretty solid. This one, man, it was just a bunch of jokes. The narrative was super weak in it, and
But they had a whole new song about being gay, which I appreciated.
Yeah, well, no, it was about culture around the world, and then they went into the whole gay part of it.
Spent a lot of time on that. Yeah.
I don't know. It was funny laughing at new jokes, but it's kind of a clusterfuck of editing and like.
It was funny though. It's only out actually this week. It's only out from last Friday to this Friday. So by the time you're hearing this, you probably only have about 3 days to see it. So if you've seen Anchorman 2, the original cut, go out and watch it. It's a hoot. Go out with friends. You're gonna laugh.
So why do you think they did this?
Because they had so much content.
Yes, and because Anchorman is so huge that like the Ron Burgundy character is Will Ferrell's most prolific character now. He's the most.
Iconic.
That's the most well known of his characters.
And also because a lot of that movie was spitballing. A lot of it was improv, and so they realized so many takes had so many different different jokes. They're like, we can make a whole new movie out of this.
Which makes me think like the final cut that was originally released was way like they picked the best of the improv and it made it hilarious. Yeah. This one was just kind of like some of them like it's like I could definitely see why they didn't put this joke in there. Like it was a little rough at some points. Like then I think also like there was like not as much of a score, so like there was some kind of uncomfortable moments.
Yeah, and some of the moments you can tell like they cut out the scene where they're upside down in the RV and they get hit with hot oil.
Yeah,
they cut that part out and they cut out the whole like Dobie Shark song for the second one.
Yeah, they didn't really even go to Dobie in the end. The end kind of ended weirdly.
Yeah, they just the supersized version ended with Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig just
looking at the camera.
Yeah, just walking straight up. Yeah, it was creepy.
Although I love the Chani character. It's I love Kristen Wiig. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's spunky.
Yeah. You should go see it, Preston.
I should.
Have you watched the regular Anchorman?
Are they gonna have a DVD release of
the second one? I feel like they would have that as like a special feature.
Sure they would. Probably.
Yeah, because I don't think they would have a second one. I mean, it was again. We go back to this. It was funny, but it's hard to watch as a movie, like by itself. But I'm still happy that I went to go watch it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, and it's definitely a movie you have to watch with friends.
Yes, definitely. All right, then let's go into our next segment. The Ask Us Anything, or the Awa segment.
Awa.
This is the segment where we have people like you, the listener, get a chance to write in and ask us any questions, and we will answer them on air. And hopefully, once this gets up and going, we'll have a Twitter that you can actually, post a question on. We'll read it, and we'll read them if they're good. So make sure they're good.
If they're good.
Yes, if they're good. So I've been asking around, and one of my coworkers, Shelly, asks, "Hey guys, what game or movie do you think deserves a sequel, and why? And what would it be?"
What new movie deserves a sequel?
Well, not new movie or game. Well, like what deserves a sequel that has never gotten one, and you think it's a travesty?
I really liked. Do you guys remember that for the SNES? Do you guys remember that Mario RPG game where you can have Bowser on your team?
Yeah. Made by like Square Enix, right?
Yeah, exactly. I really wish they would have done. And I know, like you said, Corey, that Paper Mario is kind of like the
spiritual successor. Yeah. But I mean, and then also Superstar Saga with the Mario Luigi thing, like that was a spiritual successor.
It wasn't the same, and so I really wish it would have done a saga to that because it was so fun and inventive for a Mario game.
The music
was amazing. Plus, Peach had some weird kinky stuff in the game. If you look behind a certain area, the translation was, "Oh, get out of here!" You like, this is Princess Peach's private stuff. So I wonder what that was.
But yeah, I mean, I always wish they would have come out with a sequel to that. But that's my pick.
Preston, what about you, man?
Man, I'm trying to think of something from my childhood. Probably no one would know this game, but it's called Tiny Tank. Up Your Arsenal. And what it is...
Wait, isn't that a Conquer? Oh, no, Ratchet and Clank game?
No. Up Your Arsenal, they actually... that name has been thrown around so many times, that little tagline, Up Your Arsenal, because Ratchet and Clank has used it, Conquer has used it, but Tiny Tank was the first. And this is just one of those little games that were so... It was in the era where PlayStation games had no mercy. And so everything was ridiculously hard. And this game was one of them. Like, the controls were god-awful. It was so difficult to control.
Wait, so was it a hard game or just a terrible game?
Probably both. But I think it deserves a little bit of a reboot because it had a Conquer-like sense of humor that... I don't know. I kind of like On the on our link thing, I want to put down maybe like a cutscene from it.
Okay.
Because
or at least a link, like a linking it to one.
Like any information on it. I don't know. Like I can't even explain why I want a sequel. It was just a part of my childhood, and
it would be cool to relive it.
Yeah, well, for me, like I can't think of any movies right now, but a game sequel that I want to see, fucking Psychonauts. Mm-hmm. That game was fucking legit.
Oh yeah.
On the original Xbox. If I recall, it got a port to Xbox Live, so that's really cool. Go check it out if you have an Xbox.
It's also on Steam, and whenever there's a Steam sale, like the summer sale, I got it for like $2 one time.
Nice.
Dang. Oh, and that's a great game. Mm-hmm. Like that's Double Fine, if I'm correct, right? Tim Schafer.
Yeah, Tim Schafer.
Yeah, like that's one game that I was really into. The narrative is hilarious and it's just really cool. And I really would like to see a sequel of that.
I think there have been talks or rumors of a sequel in development, but
really?
it's been political hell.
Really?
I can't really give any details. I'm probably making this up, but I just
this is not true, but let me just say.
Exactly.
IGN article from 1 year ago: Psychonauts 2 loses Minecraft developers support.
Developed by Minecraft would be really cool.
Would it have been Notch?
What?
Would it have been Notch?
I don't know.
Huh? Mojang have been doing.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Psychonauts? Okay. Well, I mean, I trust Mojang with my life, so I mean,
he's probably a horrible person.
I'm a big player of Minecraft, or I used to be. I kind of stopped because I put too much time and lost too many homes. But...
Lost too many homes? Would they start like fires and stuff, or
no? I just.
Oh, you mean in the game? I thought you meant in real life, like you played too much and like houses burned down.
No. I like playing in hardcore mode, and man, that's tough to your psyche sometimes. It really is.
Are the blocks smaller?
Well, no, you put it's if you die, then you're deleted.
Wow. Okay, got it.
So it's just the super hard mode, and like I put 20 hours into a world, and then all of a sudden I get like blown up out of nowhere.
If you die, isn't your world still there though? Like everything you built?
I think the computer actually deletes it.
Wow, that sucks. Yeah. Why would you ever play that mode then?
It's a challenge. Like it's a legit.
That's like the Nuzlocke challenge in Pokemon games.
Yeah, but isn't the point of Minecraft to like contribute to this big world and it just stays there?
No.
Oh, I never played.
You never played Minecraft?
I don't know.
We're getting you on Minecraft.
But it's fucking. You know what? For one of my classes, I had to play Second Life, where you had to like it's a really.
We had the same class.
Art 110.
Art 110.
See, I had the boring Art 110 where I actually had to do research papers, unlike you fools.
So Second Life is basically like it's an online game, which is basically more for meeting people, and it's so people can make a second life, and you build a house and you get married to these other avatars online. And that's why I think Minecraft is going to be like, it's going to be building shit and then fighting some zombies.
Minecraft isn't online.
It's not?
It's not online. Yeah, I mean, you can join a server if someone owns a server, but it's primarily single player.
Yeah, you nerd.
Second Life, though, I have to akin to The Sims Online, which actually, I changed my vote. Sims Online deserves a sequel. Because I used to play that game, Sims Online.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember what it is? It was basically The Sims 1, but in the form of an
honestly,
MMO.
I'm not a huge Sims player. Like,
yeah.
I was never really too much into that.
Then
I did play Animal Crossing though.
I used to love The Sims, but yeah, it was crafted in an MMO. It just didn't do it correctly, and there was a lot wrong with it. But it had such awesome ideas. Like you just have a plot of land in the MMO universe, and it's yours. And like people can visit it, and you try to like earn visitors, and
nice.
That I think that needs like a legitimate MMO return. I would play it.
And do you guys have any movies real quick? Because I can't think of any right now that I'd like to see have a sequel. I'm sorry, Pacific Rim, which I know is going to be getting a sequel. Pacific Rim needs a goddamn sequel.
If you guys have Netflix, look up Atlantic Rim. You won't be.
So Atlantic Rim, if you guys don't know, is a movie. That's a rip-off of Pacific Rim, and it's made by a production company called The Asylum, which has become known, like they become self-aware that their entire revenue comes from not even B movies. They take a major blockbuster and they straight up rip the idea off, and like that's how they get the publicity. Like it's the bad version of Pacific Rim, and it's hilarious.
They make a pretty legitimate living doing it.
Oh, they do. Like they had when Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter came out.
Was
like,
that theirs?
No.
Oh.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter came out. They released Abraham Lincoln Zombie Killer.
Oh, that was them.
Yeah,
oh,
that was
hilarious.
them. Yep. And Atlantic Rim. They had when Transformers came out, they got Transmorphers. Yeah, it's just so stupid. But yeah, like yeah, I think Pacific Rim needs a damn sequel because I need me more gigantic mechas, more Jaegers, man.
I think, I got nothing right now. Part of me wants to see like an Adam Sandler sequel to not Grown Ups 2, but like to a movie that was actually good, like weddings. Like Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore is like my favorite celebrity couple.
Oh, well then you'll like the movie that's coming out with them in Africa, right? The next one.
It's probably gonna be horrible, but I love that they're making that movie, and I loved 51st Dates, and I love The Wedding Singer. I think they're perfect together. But so I want to see like a sequel to Wedding Singer to see how they all are later. I don't know. It would give me goosebumps to see. But that's yeah.
Preston, you got any movies or anything?
I'm looking.
While he's looking through his movie cabinet of porn.
I'm okay.
No, you're okay. You're okay with not seeing sequels to anything.
I'm looking through the movies I own right now, and I just feel so much disappointment. I own some terrible movies.
Never mind.
Well, what can you do?
Yeah.
Well, then let's go on to our next question. This one was submitted by Kurt. If you can suplex any actor in Hollywood, who would you do it to?
What does suplex mean?
It's a wrestling move. Let me put it to you this way. I would take a perfect arcing German suplex where you grab him behind the waist, throw him over your head, and bridge, and just smash their spinal cord. Like, I would do that to Nicolas Cage because fuck you, Nicolas Cage.
I don't have a problem with you, Nick, if you are by some weird coincidence hearing
Drive angry. Fuck you, Nicolas Cage.
Actually, please hire me.
He could be a stunt double.
Forget him. I'll be suplexed for you.
What celebrity to do that to? I don't know. I find celebrities to be so. I feel like they get too much attention as it is. It's like I don't care. Be stupid. I don't know.
I don't know. I think you have some problems with John Travolta. You wouldn't suplex John Travolta?
I wouldn't suplex him. He doesn't deserve a spine. I wouldn't see his movies because he's a weirdo. But
something just happened.
What?
Okay, so my girlfriend's sister lives in Hollywood, and she was getting her hair done for a show. She's a dancer.
Oh.
Did she suplex John Travolta?
It was close. So in the hairdress place, did you see how John Travolta? Did you see his hair
in the Oscars?
On the Oscars?
Yeah, it was weird.
It's a wig.
Really?
Somebody was saying that while we were watching. I thought they were joking.
What is this?
It's a wig because she saw John Travolta getting his hair buzzed and not having his like a wig fitted, but he had no hair.
Was it for a role or was it for like just he's losing his hair?
I couldn't tell you, but he was in that salon and he was getting his hair buzzed. So
that's hilarious.
My name is Preston with today's entertainment news.
Oh, come on, you gotta have somebody that you wanna.
Oh God, I don't know. Can I just say Bieber? I mean, I feel like that's the
Justin
that's the
Bieber.
fall.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one that everyone wants to do.
No.
I mean, if that kid's going to.
Well, if we're gonna have to keep him because Canada beat us at the Olympics.
I mean, if that kid is so desperate and bored that he is going to completely not care that he maybe even runs over a kid by drinking and taking drugs and driving, yeah, let's just break his spinal cord so he can't do that anymore. Like, whatever.
No, I don't want to do that because he then becomes a
martyr?
heroic story, like a martyr.
A heroic story.
He becomes Christopher Reeves. Oh my God!
Some crazy guy came out of nowhere and wrestle moved him until he was paralyzed.
No, because exactly, because he'd be the victim then instead of being the asshole.
Well, this is just that's a hypothetical question. This isn't gonna actually happen. I'm just saying, like, you have a celebrity that you don't like, fucking suplex him. Preston, anybody?
Who is the thinnest, like skinniest, lankiest actor you know?
Jared Leto and Dallas Buyers Club.
I would do that. So I would.
Why?
No,
just to see them, just to see him crunch.
Yeah, just so I could cause some actual damage and see some spinal fluid shooting out.
Oh God.
Wow, you took this down a dark path. This was just supposed to be a comedy bit.
Preston, I don't think I'm comfortable around you anymore.
Murder-suicide.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Which, by the way, Chris Benoit did have a suplex combo called the hat trick, where he suplexed you 3 times.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see here. One last question that we have. This is from Chris. He asks, would you rather live in a fantasy-styled world or a sci-fi-styled world?
Fantasy.
Fantasy? Okay, well, tell me the reason why.
Because I find sci-fi, for the most part, not always, but for the most part, terribly boring.
Really?
Yeah, I mean...
Is it because you feel like it's limited by science, whereas fantasy you can do whatever?
You know what? That might be it. I just feel like fantasy, you have the magical aspect that I mean, you have different creatures and races, and I feel like it's I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it right.
Maybe it's just the aesthetic that you like better.
Could be like sci-fi. It's very like it has a very cold aspect to it, whereas fantasy is very warm, kind of like mystical. Preston is giving me the rape eyes right now.
I just have to disagree with you 100%.
I'm sorry. Okay, so you were saying that with your fucking lightsaber, you can beat me with a fucking wand?
No, I'm gonna put it this way.
Yeah.
I like hot showers. If we're living in a fantasy world, have you ever seen anyone take a nice hot shower?
That's because they
wipe their ass properly.
That just boom.
No. Okay. Imagine in a sci-fi world, like far in the future. Imagine the porn. Oh. The porn.
I'm sorry, like Titties in space, because they did that with Kate Upton. That's already.
Oh yeah.
That's already a thing.
Well, not quite in space, but zero gravity titties.
Exactly. That's already a thing. I'm sorry. I'm not getting your logic. How is sci-fi making porn better? I don't see the gap.
Because you could do mind transference and be inside of both people at once.
What?
I don't even know, but I mean. I'm really torn by this one because Eric, you say fantasy. Preston, you say sci-fi.
Yes.
I'm really torn because like I love both worlds. I mean, you know, on one hand you have the magic aspect, but then you also have the fucking plague. like it's not things are not as advanced, and you know I kind of find it a little bit of a cop out to say that you can do like. Oh, like there's a spell for this. Like I can find that's a little bit of a cop out.
But also like just because it's fantasy doesn't mean it has to be back in like olden time. It doesn't have to be like it could be Harry Potter where it's modern day fantasy.
Well, I think what Chris meant, what Chris meant by that question was like you want to live in Lord of the Rings world or Star Wars world, like that kind of style.
Well, in Star Wars, I don't want to live in Star Wars world because I don't want to live with the knowledge that someone could come by and blow my planet up just like fucking that.
Well, I mean, who's to say that they can't do that with a magic spell? You know, like it's.
What magic spell has ever done that?
I think it's the aesthetic.
Oh, so magic spells can do anything except when they
blow.
disagree with you.
Exactly.
This is really hard for me. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with fantasy because in real life we have with enough time we can get to that kind of futuristic aspect of the world, and that could be a reality. But fantasy, I don't think you could ever get to that. So that would be something cool to try. Preston, what the fuck is wrong with that face? Oh my god!
Keep it. I'm gonna.
This is going up on Facebook.
That's what my mom said when I was born.
What?
Keep the face just like there. You go. Keep it.
We're gonna put this up on the on.
If people have made it this far into the podcast.
You deserve this picture. I think you've stroking out a little bit.
I just don't like people disagreeing with me.
Yeah, well, it's something you gotta learn to live with, man, especially if you're in the film industry.
And it sucks because you are wrong most of the time. So you're gonna have a lot of problems later down.
All right.
My neighbors must think I'm mad.
Well, whatever. Fuck them. You hardly see them anyways. Let's move on to the Steam Watch. So Preston, you spend a lot of time on Steam.
I spend too much time on Steam.
What games within the past month have gone up on sale that you think people should check out, or just they're good in general? Like, what do you think people should be playing?
They should be playing whatever I tell them to be playing, and I'm going to tell them in a moment.
And they can't disagree with you.
You know what? Actually, going back to the past topic, Stick of Truth is coming out actually full price, $60. It's on pre-purchase right now for Steam if you want to do that. Remember, you can see abortions and anal probes on the PC version.
Ooh, excellent.
Let's see.
Just go to 4chan for that.
Exactly. Actually, lately, I've been playing 2 games. I've been playing Warframe, which is a third-person shooter, and then I've also been playing Loadout. Both are free-to-play games, and also they're actually very good free-to-play games. Free-to-play games have had kind of a bad...
What the fuck happened?
I was trying to get to your Steam library, man.
Yeah. Oh, my Steam library? Yeah, I don't like that.
Penn's an actual game.
Whoa, look at all that porn that just showed up.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, why is there a donkey?
Anyways, something that I don't know if it's on sale anymore, but there's an RPG Maker, the newest version, that was discounted. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it's now connected via the Steam Workshop. Oh. So if you have any, if you have the game, then you can connect to the Steam Workshop and play any other person's made RPG, and nice. I think that just puts it to an infinite amount of replayability.
Yeah, seriously.
Cool, man. I would also add to that, go play Banner Saga. Great game. It's if you like Vikings, you like Oregon Trail. Well, guess what? Viking Oregon Trail with Final Fantasy Tactics style gameplay. Amazing. All right.
I like it.
Now we're gonna try a new segment. It's called "Who Does Blank Want to Kick in the Balls This Week?"
Is that new? I feel like we've done that before.
No, this is the first time we've ever done anything ever.
Then everything's new.
Haha! All right. Let's see here. So who wants to go with that?
I'll do it.
Okay. So Eric, who does Eric want to kick in the balls this week?
Eric wants to. You know, it's funny because it's like I just talked about not wanting to beat up a celebrity. I want to kick in the balls, not Seth Meyers, but Seth Meyers' showrunner. Because have you guys seen his late night show since he took over?
From Jimmy Fallon? No, I have not.
His set is just the most awful, generic late night set. There is nothing original about it. He doesn't even have a couch. He has a little roller chair for
not
his
the couch.
Seriously, no. I mean, but the background is so plain, and it just Seth Meyers is having a hard time as it is. It's like, okay, I can understand that. Jimmy Fallon had a hard time starting out. Conan O'Brien had a hard time. It's his first week. Yeah, you can't expect him to be that great. But the show it looks bad, and the bits aren't great. The bits are kind of boring, and they feel like Jimmy Fallon knockoffs or Saturday Night Live knockoffs. It feels like he's running bits into the ground, and the showrunner's letting him do it.
Have you ever seen any of the shots looking into the audience?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure the studio isn't even done yet. I think it's all scaffolding.
It's not even a studio audience. It's cardboard cutouts.
Oh my God.
I don't even know, but
yeah,
that's kind of lame.
Yeah, so maybe they try to rush it because they really want to get Seth Meyers on as soon as possible, but it's so uninspired. I hope they change it somehow.
Oh, well, so straight kick in the balls to get that guy into a German suplex. There we go, tie it in. Okay, well, let's go to our final subject next time on the Epic Podcast. And what are we going to be doing, guys, this coming week or so before next time we meet up? Anything exciting?
Well, I am going to go to the doctor, and then I'm going to go...
Finally going to get that rash checked out, are you?
Go to the eye doctor, and then...
Rash in your eye? That's pretty bad, man. Oh, it's not herpes related.
Yeah, I don't really get anything coming up. Except for my herpes. That's coming up. That's flaring up all the time.
Impressive?
Yeah, my life is pretty much boring and useless and meaningless. This is the only thing I have to look forward to nowadays.
Agreed.
So that means you guys better listen so we can get some viewership so Preston can live. I think the only thing coming up on mine... the only thing coming up on mine is I think I'm going to be playing more Wonderful 101. Finishing up Wind Waker on my Wii U, which is pretty cool. There's something coming out as far as movies. There's something that is coming out.
As soon as he says things coming out, I'm just like, I am. But...
Yeah, that wouldn't go over too well with your imaginary girlfriend, would it?
The pillow?
Yes, the pillow.
What is
coming
there's so many pictures of her from years. She doesn't look like a pal. I just don't understand.
Oh, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry to I can't even speak anymore. Interrupt. Yeah, she's fake. Not really.
Love you, sweetheart.
Me too.
Word to your mother. I do want to. One thing I kind of want to see that's coming up is the sequel to 300, Rise of an Empire.
Oh,
That's coming on March 7th.
I don't care about that.
I enjoyed the first one. The visuals were cool. So hey, it's gonna be more testosterone and naked men.
Yeah, I mean that's always a good thing.
Yeah,
It's true.
This is true. So that'll be my week.
I for one like titties.
Thank you, Preston. That is a moment with Preston.
I think we should just end this now, don't you think?
No, let's
No.
just keep.
Just leave it in. Just leave it in.
To the microphone.
Titties, murder, suicide, titties, murder,
I
suicide,
like nipples
See you next week,
in my
guys.
mouth.
suicide.